What would I do? Not one about bunnies or dogs and cats. It would be about these sea animals that I really like, and somehow all that information sort of collided into one thing. One day I thought, what if there was a story where the characters SpongeBob and Patrick go on a journey and they end up on the surface, which would be not only technically more ambitious, but also just conceptually, you know, that it would kind of bring them into this other reality. But I also am interested in animation, so really SpongeBob is a combination of these two things that I really enjoy. I was interested in doing a show that starred one character that was kind of an innocent, based on some of the classics like Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy, that sort of humor where these childlike characters unhinge everybody around them.
In your face!
It dawned on me that a sponge was a really odd animal, and that would make a really strange, oddball kind of the center of the world.
Look at this little guy.
That's really where that idea of doing a character about a sponge came from. And I drew a square sponge, like a sink sponge, which isn't a real sponge. Those are actually fake. You know, they're cellulose. But it looked so funny, and it seemed to fit the personality I was looking for. And that's really when things started to take off. I had this square, sponge-shaped oddball that was going to embody innocence in this show. SpongeBob is an adult character that acts like a child, and he has a child's perspective, and he's well-meaning, but this often causes him trouble. I would say the show is really about not losing your childlike sense in life, you know, that it can be helpful in solving problems. It also can cause trouble, and it does for him.
We're just kids. A couple of kids in way over their heads.
SpongeBob's best friend, Patrick, who's probably the dumbest guy in town, he lives under a rock.
Eugene Krabs, your 6-day reprieve is up.
And I think it's Greek for drifter, the word plankton. So he is a specific plankton known as a copepod, which is a really common small crustacean. And he's even designed to be similar. He has 2 antennae and 1 eyeball, which certain varieties have 1 eye. They're just like they are a cyclops.
Nothing can...
Also, my kids go crazy. I've seen the show, I love the show, but mainly it's because my kids said, Dad, you gotta do this one. And I love Nickelodeon. I think it's a really positive thing for kids. And so I was really honored and happy to do this.
Look up like straight while we filmed macro photography on his back.
On this trek, SpongeBob learns a lot about himself. So there's actually his personal growth in the story is that he learns to believe in himself.
I've been through a lot in the past 6 days, 5 minutes, 27.5 seconds. And if I've learned anything during that time, it's that you are who you are.
Obviously, SpongeBob is a comedy, but it really was inspired by me liking marine science. I focused on that, and I never thought the two would come together, actually. It was really important.
Takes all. It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. We'll never sacrifice their will. Don't ever look back on the world closing.